Hey folks, with the new patch and with people just thinking Henrietta's the worst, I thought I'd make a video of showing a quick win that I got. So my build is focused around basics and Henrietta. One thing I would change about this build is I would take 1 point out of the healing for the basics and I would throw that into the reduced cooldown for Henrietta. Okay, so we get into the game and then I quickly open up my map to see where the survivors might possibly be. The way that I do this is based on my spawn, which was the yellow arrow, and then the 2 spawns of the objective points. A game I had played before this had kind of the same objective spawns, and the survivors spawned near the Goldtooth homestead. So I put my marker over there and headed over there to check and see. And as you can see, once I get there, they aren't there. So I decide to instead go and check the castle area. One thing that I'm really trying to avoid doing is going all the way down to the end of the map to Vasquez Cemetery and the palace thing or whatever that's down there. Main reason is if they're not down there and I put myself down there, it's going to put me at a disadvantage. So instead, decide to go and check the castle area. And then I get to an objective point and, you know, I'm only level 1 at this point. I need to get something in there. So I start setting some traps. Trap up a bit of this area. I'm pretty sure this was up against a 4 squad. You can see they're all on PlayStation and they kind of have a weird comp. They're running 2 leaders and a hunter and a healer, so normally if you see a weird comp and they're all on the same console, it's probably going to be a squad. And if you look on the bottom left hand side, you'll see that the survivors' fear is fluctuating a bit. When you see that and it's on this map, that normally means that they're at the very bottom of the map. They're in the cemetery area because it's an open space. There's not a lot of light nearby and there's not a lot of campfires nearby, so you'll see survivors' fear go up quicker if they're near that area. Now that Annie's fear is a bit high, I can see her on my map. I don't know if this was a bug or not because she didn't have fully high fear, but I was still able to see her, or maybe when I opened the map she ended up shooting her gun. I'm not too sure. So now I can see both the outline of Annie and Annie on my minimap, as well as the other survivors start popping up. My main goal here isn't to kill anybody. I don't necessarily want to kill anybody early game. If it happens, that's fantastic, but I don't bank on it. I'm really just trying to waste their resources. As you see, I start using mini ashes. I only use mini ashes. I think they're far more annoying than his hand. So right now I'm just looking around, seeing what I can do. Ash runs into a trap, so I possess him real quick. I don't want to go up the tower because, you know, I'm going to get lost, I'm going to get stuck in something. I don't know, you know. So instead, I see that he has not too much ammo, so instead, I am going to just waste his ammo real quick. I'm just trying to get Infernal Energy and trap up the area. I'm not sure why these survivors ended up staying so long. They have the map piece. They don't really need to loot this area. There's normally like 2 chests maybe in this building. maybe some shems and an amulet, but especially on this map, you can loot practically anywhere and be fine for the majority of the game. See, in this situation, since there's a car nearby, well, there's two cars nearby. The second that I came up, they should have just hopped in a car and left. And if they did that, then I would be nowhere near level 6 right now. I would probably be like level 2 or 3, just hoping to get some hits on them. So now I see that Annie split off, so I'm going to go follow her. She walked by this tree quite confidently, so I'm going to trap it up in case she does it again. And then Fort Gort is a really good looting spot. Even if a piece isn't in one of these towers, survivors will tend to go and search the towers. So preemptively, I'm just putting some traps up. I'm doing the traps to annoy them, to get rid of their resources, but also to encourage them to leave the area. I don't want them to keep staying in the same area and getting all the loot that they possibly can. Another thing that I do quite often when playing Demon is I'll trap behind survivors. If a survivor goes into an area and it's not trapped, normally they'll take the same route out because they think it's safe. So it's just free traps for you pretty much. So I'm gonna possess Cheryl here, and it's not for the reason of getting damage. Normally if I possess a support, it's to get them away from the team, it's to get rid of their ammo, it's to put them in a trap. I don't normally use supports for damage unless it's like I'm on an objective and everybody's next to me. Then I will. But normally I want to remove the support from the situation. And she dropped everything, so I'm just giving them some hands right now. Very effective, as you can see. They're, for whatever reason, still just vibing in this area, so I'm just kind of sticking around waiting for one of them to leave. Then Annie breaks off, so I follow her. Biggest thing is, if you see people break off, that's who you want to follow. I mean, they're not that far away from Annie at this point, but it's still going to take them a little bit of time to come over and help. So right now it's just a free 1v1 between me and Annie. And then, of course, she runs off to her team, which is very good, very smart. If your team is nearby and you have a demon on you, don't fight the demon. Try to kite the demon to your team to get some help. So with Annie back, the rest of the team, of course, starts attacking me. At this point, I'm not trying to kill anybody. If it happens, cool. But mainly, I want to get rid of their resources. Like, Arthur there had a lot of shields. So, I'm gonna do something to get rid of those. And Puke is honestly one of the great things to use on melee users. Warriors will come in for shields, and you can pretty much knock all of their shields off with the Puke. I personally don't like the elites in this game. I don't like them for any of the demons. I don't know how to use them well. They're clunky. Balance bar is not very good unless you build towards it in your talent tree. And, you know, being somebody who doesn't like using elites, I just don't see the point. Since my build is basic focused, I normally don't open elites unless I'm going to an objective or something, just so I can have more bodies on the field. But other than that, with my current build, I don't really care about elites. So coming back to the second objective, I'm not sure why they hadn't started it yet. They definitely should have, and them not starting it right now cost them the game. I'm pretty sure that if they had come automatically to the second objective and started it while I was on my way over, that this game at least would have gone further than it did. And I want to point out the health of the survivors right now, because me playing, I'm not stressed at all with how the survivors' health looks. Because on my way here, I could see how they were healing, and it was by Cheryl's AoE heal, which is perfectly fine. But with how low everybody's health was, in most situations she would have used the Shems. So I can assume that she is either out of Shems or low enough to the point where she doesn't want to use it unless she absolutely has to. And also nobody has shields. And so right now, I'm not sweating at all. I'm just waiting for them to come to the objective. Okay, we get Andy down, and now Arthur shows up. So Arthur, when I come up, he's gonna be stuck in iframe, so I can't hit him. I'm just gonna sit and wait. He dodges away. That's fine. He comes back. A lot of Arthurs think they're warriors. No, you're pretty squishy, my dude. Now all we gotta do is wait for Cheryl, and here she comes. Cheryl's gonna try to clutch it. Look at her go. Nothing for me to really do here, so I'm just going to waste ammo and throw her into a trap, get some free damage. I know at this point she can't win. I mean, the only person that can really pull this off, well, two, would be Henry and Pablo. Pablo mainly because he's just so hard to see. So she goes, she drives to an altar. Luckily there's a tree right by it. Just scare her real quick. so I can get her fear up. I actually meant to possess her there, but, you know. Get his Shemps off. That's all good. He's dodging pretty decently. And I don't know what the thought process was here. So again, just wasting ammo. Unfortunately, I didn't put any traps up over here, so it's just an ammo waste. So now, for some reason, she's coming up to the same altar. Put up the tree trap really quick. Possess a unit. I think she thinks by standing on there, I won't be able to get her. And she's doing it again. And she dies because of it. And that's how I play. I normally focus traps, annoy the survivors, and just try to get rid of any sort of resources that they could possibly have that I can get rid of. So shields, Shemps, and ammo. Thanks for watching, folks.